All right, on my third or fourth or fifth video today, kind of going through my archives, if you will, and going through some older games. I don't recall when this one was recorded, um, but I'm gonna kind of accelerate the beginning, the initial position here. Um, Obviously, this is Tears of the Cruisers. Um, and this looks like it's the old version, so it is what it is. We've already got guys in chat bitching and moaning. I mean, commenting on how much they enjoy the game, and it is a CV game, and I have a kid, which, as you know or should know, a pretty solid AA platform. Pound for pound, it might be, as far as DDs go, it might be the best. It's definitely a formidable AA platform. I do not run the same configuration anymore. On my current build, I run, I don't have advanced fire, was AFT. Instead, I have manual AA. So, I give up a little bit of range, but I have the ability to still provide decent, actually probably above decent AA when my defensive fire is on cooldown. Yeah, it's a pretty respectable AA platform. In this case, it's mostly a T10 game. There are a handful of Tier 8 ships. The CVs happen to be Tier 8 ships. But I have managed to shoot down quite a few Tier 10 planes with this, with my new build. So I would have a max range of 6 kilometers. In this game, I happen to have max AA of 7.2 kilometers. So, I'm not sure if I'm running the flag or the signal flag that gives you a little bit of boost. But anyways, enough about that. So we are contesting this cap. Obviously, this cap does not exist in this format anymore. I think, as most people know, this island was basically what is currently in the middle cap now, where opposing forces take up position on each side of the island, and it's a little stale, a little stagnant. But anyways, so we smoked up. We got a very little bit of damage. We did manage to get the cap. Our CVs over here really going after these ships. So again, I'm gonna see if I can get some fire started. It looks like he's got some strikes. The red team does manage to lose a couple more ships. So now they've lost a Des Moines and a Bismarck and a North Carolina. So they're actually down 3 ships. We've lost a St. Louis, and we've got a Des Moines that's been hurt pretty bad. So I'm gonna keep on keeping on with the guns here. I was lucky to dodge that salvo. I believe that's a Chapiev. So I'm gonna try to kite away. We cannot really play this boat like a Kava. you can cut away, and it works when you're usually against one ship with a slow rate of fire. But if there are multiple ships, you really can't. I mean, you can take some damage and heal, but your gun placement and your rate of fire isn't ideal for kiting away. Whether I'm pushing in or kiting away, I can only bring to bear 2 or 3 guns depending on my angle, unless I want to really give up my broadside. So at this point, the ship count, we've got a 2-ship advantage, and it looks like they're getting ready to take B, so they're going to have a cap advantage. I've shot down 7 planes at this point, and I am pretty good about helping helping any CV for that matter. If you're on my team, I will often leverage my defensive fire for to possibly take out the red attack aircraft, or fighters I should say. So I don't necessarily leverage defensive fire just for strike aircraft and or protecting other ships, although I do both. If given the opportunity, I will surely take a defensive fire hit and pop defensive fire in an attempt to decimate or severely impact the enemy CV's fighter potential. I know some people probably don't do that, but to me, every little bit helps. And if CVs are equal, then that could actually play into your team's hand later on. You can see the red CV does a big, massive strike on our Alabama. Alabama has decent AA, but yeah, he goes down. It's a torpedo strike, pretty well coordinated. I do not believe I had my defensive fire up. I think I'd already used it. So as I was talking about leveraging it against fighters, did it cost us that Alabama? Maybe. It's hard to predict the future and know every single outcome of every single engagement and the ramifications of each, but I try. At this point, I've got about eight planes shot down, and things are about to get a little weird here. I'm actually divisioned up with, I forgot to mention that at the beginning, Bakken. He's the founder of the Screw Clan, and a guy I've played with for quite some time. I don't play with him as much anymore. I don't, actually I haven't really seen him on lately. I've ran into a bunch of the guys from the Screw Clan, but I actually haven't seen Bakken in quite some time. I don't think he's been very active in their clan battles. We've actually, 5D's actually come across the Screw Clan multiple times in clan battles. So, again, trying to help out my red CV, or my CV against the red CV, taking out some fighters if I can, and trying to finish off his DD. I believe that was a Shimakaze, or was that a Kagero? It was a Kagero. Yeah, I'd like to get him. He doesn't really have much for me in a gunfight, so although I never underestimate any of the IJN DDs. If they're cutting away from you, they are still formidable gunboats, in my opinion. I know some people won't agree with that, but I've had pretty good success with them, and if I can be bobbing and weaving as I get away from another DD, I can usually do a fair amount of damage. So we got a Montana over there, and we have planes right next to us, and lo and behold, I spot the CV and I spot the Kagero, and the Kagero is actually beached and very low health. He's not going to survive that. Yeah. I made short work of him. I popped my defensive fire here. And yeah, it's on like Donkey Kong right now. He came in with multiple strikes. 2 squadrons of torpedo bombers and 2 squadrons of dive bombers. And yeah, I've managed to really put a butt whipping on his planes and at least prevent them from successfully striking me. And now it's game on with the CV. I'm going to see if I can put him out of commission. I've got a pretty ridiculous rate of fire. Lofty shells that aren't going to do a ton of damage. I think I'm having a little bit of success, but when he changes his angle, yeah, it's going to be hard to get any penetrations on him. So I switch over to HE, and damage immediately goes up. One of my teammates is jumping in to help me out. So managed to get a fire, which is going to prevent his planes from coming out. Or taking off. Apparently not that squadron, though. And we're just going to keep on hammering this guy with shells. We don't have defensive fire up right now. And that's the nice thing about my new build. I would still, more or less, assuming I have long-range AA, decimate these guys. And he does another strike on me. I managed to dodge that torpedo bombers. The dive bombers managed to hit me. And the CV is down, so I'm gonna shoot the rest of these planes down now that I've actually survived. Unfortunately, they are spotting me, so it's kind of in my best interest right now. I do have 100% of my AA. He hasn't really done that much damage to me, so I'm going to try to shoot as many of these planes down as I can. As you know, as most people know, planes count for quite a bit of XP, and having a game where you can get 20 planes or 15 planes will usually compensate you pretty well. I immediately bust my defensive fire because I'm being a greedy bastard here. I'll be honest. I'm just trying not to give him to the CV. Plus, I can actually take him down quicker than the CV can. It's a shame that the CV is even over here right now, considering how much other stuff he could be doing and spotting. But I say that, and there's only 3 ships on the red team. So, one DD, who's over by our CV, so you'd think he'd be spotting him. There's this Yamato who actually goes down, and there is a Conqueror. So one thing you'll notice is there's a fair amount of tier 10s in this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least 6. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6. 1 tier 9, 2 tier 9s, and 3 tier 3s, or 3 tier 8s. So I'm low man on the totem pole, and yeah, we've had a pretty good game. We've got a couple kills. Damage count isn't crazy. I do average a fair amount of damage on the kid. I'm really not sure what my record is for damage on this. But I have had, believe I've actually had an AA expert in the one of the later patches where they split AA and or Clear Sky. They made it AA expert and Clear Sky. I believe I've actually got a AA expert in this boat. If not, I've come pretty close. In this game, I'm actually at 37 planes and done a fair amount of damage. I mean, 70k is pretty respectable. 2 kills, I can't complain. And we did, of course, get the solo cap. And that's the end of the game there. And yeah, 70k, 38 planes shot down. No achievements, solo cap, and a lot of planes. You know what that equals? That equals top of the leaderboard in a tier 10 game, in a tier 8 and a low tier DD. So, yeah, pretty substantial amount, I would say. We've got 4 ships with over 2,000 base XP. That's a pretty good game by our team. Did damage to 7 of the 12 ships. Shut down 38 planes, and got half the cap points. So overall, a pretty good game, and definitely a good game in the kid, considering the tier 10 matchmaking. Hope you enjoyed the game. Thanks for watching.